Well, Arvind Sanger is with us this morning to share some ideas. Arvind, always a pleasure having you in. So first things first, looks like the shutdown is going to end. And there was this comment that Prashant was alluding to, Mr. Trump speaking to Fox News, right, where he said that, look, you can't expect someone who's been standing in an unemployment line for years to suddenly get ready to make missiles or chips, etc. So would you, draw any conclusions or any implications for Indian listed IT stocks because of this?
I think it may help a little bit, but I think the more important thing is there were concerns that some of the best and brightest who are coming to the US as foreign students may be disadvantaged by being too harsh on this H-1B situation. So I think this is more of a signal and a recognition that the US needs to attract the best and the brightest from the world to come and do, all of the technology, high-tech STEM kind of work. Now, I think it'll also help Indian IT somewhat, but I don't think that's the central thesis. It is more likely that, a lot of the tech companies in the US, the major tech companies, have gone and pointed out that some of the brightest talent they're looking for, whether it's in the AI race or anything else, they have to be able to hire talent globally. And so I think, yes, there will be some benefit for Indian IT, but I don't think that's the central thrust in terms of where President Trump or where the US industry is asking for breaks on the H-1B kind of restrictions.
Yeah, Arvind, I've been speaking of AI. Just your quick thoughts on what's the chatter around that you're hearing on the SoftBank selling the NVIDIA stake? Because every now and then, last 2-3 weeks, there's been this murmur around whether the AI trade is now becoming a little excessive. It has implications for global markets, right, including India.
Yes. Well, I think, I was just meeting some friends earlier today, and everybody was talking about the AI bubble. And I made the comment to them, as I'll make to you, that when everybody's talking about a bubble,
it's not a bubble.
It's going to take when everybody stopped talking about a bubble and people have said, okay, this is a new paradigm, that's when the bubble will pop. So yes, you're going to have pullbacks, you're going to have selling. But, I don't think that the NVIDIA sale reflects any great insights. And I think it's just profit taking because they have other investments to do. So I don't see that as anything, it's not a deep seek moment, let's put it that way. Are there challenges from Chinese models and from other things? Those are more concerning. But in terms of the investment, I was just at a conference today where the CFO of OpenAI was one of the speakers, and it's very clear that OpenAI and others are not slowing down. The demand for compute is only going upward and to the right. So there will be some surprise along the way. Maybe somebody will pull back, but it's not imminent.
But in one way, I could use that same method. Just being devil's advocate here, Arvind, and humor me. Morning, Prashant here. There's a lot of mainstream research which is asking the question whether we are in a bubble, and then all of them are answering in a firm no bubble. So when could you use that?
Everybody's asking the question. Well, when everybody's asking the question, Prashant, the question is there. It's in the back of people's minds. It's not. It's not a surprise. So in that sense, the fact that everybody's asking the question, even if they are coming to a conclusion that maybe it's not, there are enough people saying it's a bubble. And so it's not like it's a one-sided debate altogether. But I think the fact that everybody's worried about it and asking about it and questioning it, I'm not saying that it immunizes us from anything going wrong.
Yeah, it's one of the most asked questions, and one of the no is the most given answer. So, India, Arvind, quick thoughts where we are, because there is some upgrades. Goldman upgraded their view on India, the Indian market, that is, and others have too. And there's a bunch of things coming together. Maybe this deal will happen. What's your view?
Well, I think, look, the Bihar elections are nice, but they're not really, in my opinion, needle movers. I think the US-India trade deal is much more important. And then, let's look at the economic tea leaves and see how things are developing. I think India has suffered from a time value and a relative correction all year relative to most of my major other markets. So it's starting to get into the zone where it's not the cheapest market. I think it starts to become more interesting, and I think especially for FIIs, if the trade deal happens and other signs that things are back on track in terms of India. And the Indian rupee, I guess, has held up reasonably well in this whole dollar recent volatility. So I think there are signs here that India is back on the radar screen. But the one you'd asked about AI, the one area where India is unfortunately, sadly, missing in action is on the AI front. So that part it has missed out, but I think there are other reasons why India could be interesting.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, if it only starts showing up in the money flow, investors here will be very happy because FPI is still sellers for most parts of the month so far. But great conversation as always, Arvind. Thank you so much for taking out the time, and we look forward to connecting again soon.